Okay, the next excellent skill is to compare the accuracy of your predictions, or talk about the accuracy of your predictions. To be able to do that, one way to do that, you don't have to do this, but it's a nice illustration to lead on to a good discussion, and that is to remove the last three values of data, or potentially a whole period, like last four values, last 4 quarters, or potentially a whole year, and then using the remaining of the data, get it to predict, and then compare the predictions with the actual values. Okay. So if I look down here, this is Arctic and Antarctic area volume of ice, and here are my last four values. They happen to be, remember the numbers 252, 253, 254 and 255. Before you remove them, be sure to write them down either in your exam script or by going to your snipping tool and just cropping the ones that you want to remove and dropping that on the piece of paper that you're going to print, and maybe call it removed values, because then you've actually got something to compare it with. If you go and remove them, you won't see them again unless you input the data again. So those are the four values. I'll just do 4. I could do more, but just remember the lines 252. I'll write them down so I don't forget, to 255, because we're going to remove those 4 lines. Okay, up here again, not manipulate variables this time, but filter data and select cases. And there's different ways of selecting which pieces of data you want to filter. The way I'm going to do it is use the row number. You could play around with these other two. This one you could put a condition in, and I'm not sure about that first one. You'd have to have a play. Proceed and simply write in 252, 253, 254, and 255. Okay, and iNZight will now remove those 4 rows from my data. And if we go and check, sure enough, 252 to 255 has all been removed. Okay, and then it's a case of time series. If you were looking at the Arctic, you would plot that one. I actually want the forecasted plot. Okay, so those were there were 4 values in here that were removed, and on the iNZight that you have in the computer lab, it would also produce that table of predictions. You would crop the 4 months, 2010 month 12, 2011 month 1, 2 and 3, and compare your new predictions with what actually did happen, and you're either saying something along the lines of it was amazing how accurate the predictions were when I actually looked at the raw data, or not. There's an example of that on page 20 of the blue workbook.